Welcome everyone to our second session. We will be discussing how to address shortage of medical professionals at Stephen Memorial Hospital. As we know, our program is focused on the issue of attraction, recruitment, and retention of rural healthcare professionals in America. As we know, the issue with attraction, recruitment, and retention is a very difficult problem in rural hospital, and that impacts access to healthcare for population living in rural areas. And factors that we have identified that contribute to reduced number of healthcare professionals in rural area include difficult working conditions in rural hospital, sometimes lack of equipment and substandard medical facilities, inadequate financial remuneration, inadequate opportunities for personal and professional development, as well as safety concerns and lack of job opportunities for spouses and educational opportunities for children, and also lower salaries in rural hospitals. So now we will take turn to share, to introduce ourselves and share our title, and we will also share with one partner two reasons why we like working at Stephen Memorial Hospitals. After we finish that discussion, we will come back into our large group to share what we have learned from our partners. Thank you everyone for sharing, and now we'll talk about our session goal. So the goal of this second session is to learn strategies used by other rural hospitals to increase attraction and retention of medical professionals. So we will also, at the end of this session, we'll learn to develop short-term and long-term strategies to increase attraction and recruitment of medical professionals at our organization. So now we will break into a group of 5, so where we will brainstorm solutions to attract medical professionals at our organization, and after 10 minutes we'll come back to share what we have identified and share in our groups. Well, thank you everyone for sharing. So now we will present key strategies that we have identified that are used by other organizations to increase attraction of medical professionals in rural areas. So first, one of the strategies that is used is to sell the organization to attract candidates. There are different ways that can be done. One of the methods that's used is to increase advertisement of the hospital. So we can use billboards, we can use flyers, we can use pamphlets that are shared with at medical schools, and another strategy that is used is to offer training opportunities for medical students. For example, offering ongoing rotations to medical students at Stephen Memorial Hospital that will give them opportunities to come and practice and experience working in your organization. And another strategy is to identify candidates from rural areas. So this candidate can be supported through the medical schools, and then link them to residency program in Stephen Memorial Hospital, so that they can also come back and practice in your organization. And another strategy that's also used is to offer loan repayment assistance or loan forgiveness program. As we know, medical students graduate with a lot of debt. So if we offer this program that help them reduce the amount of death or eliminates the death that they accrue during medical school, that's also a strategy to attract them to working in Stephen Memorial Hospital. Also, we can there are offer other partnership program with medical schools. That's also another strategy that also we can use. Now we will break again into a small group of 5 to share strategies that we have identified ourselves and what we have learned. So identify which strategies we think we can be used in our organization and how we can implement them in our organization so that we can have a plan to increase attraction of medical professionals in our organization. And after we finish, we can come back and share what we have identified. And now we're going to take a 15 minutes break, and after we come, we will now move on to identifying key strategies to increase recruitment of medical professionals at Stephen Memorial Hospital. Thank you, everyone. So before we start the second part of our session, we will go again and you go back into our small groups to discuss, share ideas on how we can increase recruitment of medical professionals in our hospitals. Okay, thank you everyone for sharing. So now I'll also give you a couple strategies that are also used by other hospitals to increase recruitment of medical professionals. So to increase recruitment, several key strategies that I identified, or we have to define what are the recruitment goals. Who are we targeting? What are we targeting, and what are we expecting to reach in our organization? And also we need to identify the obstacles to these strategies and how we can overcome them, which will include resources. And as we are here, most of us are in a position that we know what resources that are needed to overcome these obstacles. So another strategy, we have to identify and promote the strength of our organization as well as our community. We need to sell, as we said in the first part of our session, we need to sell the community. We need to sell the assets of this community. What makes us unique? What can we offer to the staff where we want to recruit? We need also to identify the weaknesses and know what a strategy we can use to overcome these weaknesses. And so when we break into a small group session, we can discuss these few strategies that we talked about, and we can also share our own, what we know, what we have learned, and we'll come back to share in the large group discussion. And thank you everyone for sharing our ideas. So now we can break into our session again to identify what strategies we think we can implement in our organization and how we can implement them so that we can have a plan to increase our recruitment of medical professionals in our organization. And thank you everyone for sharing all these ideas, all these solutions. And now we'll be giving you the handout that include key strategies that we have shared here in this session. We have shared during this session. So these strategies that you can also use back into your organization, share with other staff to further discussion, to further the process of developing strategies to address shortage of medical professionals in our organization. Thank you everyone for coming, and I'll see you again in our next session. Thank you.